BluntCut MetalWorks, July 24, 2017. I'm testing a D6 steel, and D6 is, as far as I'm concerned, is the most brittle steel that I work with. It has 2.1% of carbon. It's not D2, it's D6. And the peak hardness of this blade is over 69, a little over 69. I tempered down to 67.5 Rockwell. And I sharpen it about 16 degrees psi. It could flux a little bit, a degree or two, but that's okay. Behind the edge thickness of the bevel is 17,000 of an inch thick. On the micrograph, on the microscope and the etching, I found some carbide actually in the order of 500 micron, or half a millimeter. That is really large. It's equivalent to probably about 19,000 of an inch diameter. It's just very large. So therefore, the objective is whether with this hardness and the very coarse carbide, a lot of it, and the grain, the diameter is about, I think, look like about between 20 and 30 micron, or maybe a little smaller. But anyway, with that large carbide, it should be very brittle, and so, and for with this fairly, pretty thin, and this thing is 4.2 millimeter, or close to 532 thick, and so, and I sharpened with diamond plate. And again, the objective I'm looking for really whether or not my heat treat 2.5 is produced, in spite of everything else, they produce stable, the edge stable enough. I mean, this is not really a chopping geometry, but however I'm going to do. And the edge I sharpen it, you can hear some roughness there. I'm looking for not even cut, it will be really gross failure. So I got just a tick. I got a really old 2x4. Sometimes that it will be an easy task unless I hit a nail. So some 2x4 are really soft, so you can just go right through them. Sometimes that you saw a demo that people go through 2x4 old one like that. Wow, like this one. It's just solid. And a lot harder. Because of our thin geometry, it will go through the Douglas fir there fairly easily, and so far not much to it. And this is oak. Sometimes I got embedded thing because metal in there, because all part of the blade, because digging so nice cherry wood handle with leather, with top-notch handle there, 3 screw and 3 nail. Yep, it's a partial tank. So anyway, so that done with that, and I would chop something with a knot in it. This is dry, low quiet, and it's a very dense wood. Let me check, make sure I'm recording. Okay, yeah. So it's biting because it's not an easy wood, because this look what here, it's very old. And I chop through the knot. Okay, I'm looking for ugly damage. Thus far, I mean, There's not much to it, right? Well, do a quick check early. And some of these, make sure it's, so the wood stuck on here doesn't end up tearing the paper. I'm looking for, I didn't do any work out there, so that's not really metal here. This section right there is metal right there. So it's same as before. Test begin. So, and again, up with something again is extra. This is rosewood, and so this is geometry. It might buckle, it might blow out, and come up the whole thing might blow a big chunk out. So I'm looking for the threshold. And also, as I test a lot more, I do aware that naturally you begin to avoid damage because you have decent chopping technique. But when you do a lot, I mean, well, again, it's still the target is it's rosewood. So, and thing like that, that's not a good technique to get the edge go away like that. There are a lot of lateral steering. There are a lot of, you can see how it's steer, and one side have a lot of wood oil stuck on one side, the other one fairly clean. I don't think anything happened to this edge. So I got partially knowing that I expensive test, knowing that I going to damage, and then you might grind back, I might grind, and I still, but you got the proper, I mean, adequate thickness for using for testing later on. But this is rib bone that have been cooked, and then I freeze it. So right now it's still partially frozen. So I'm tapping. This is the attached end. It's softer than the other end, so I will tapping through the frozen. Yeah, frozen actually make the bone harder to chop through because of the steering issue. So I'm going to tap through the hard end of the bone right there, and so in case, I mean, if we use this knife for processing games or things like that, and you end up scoring the rib, then you wouldn't expect damage, especially if you got this kind of geometry. So I'm going to just gotta tapping it now. So this is more than simple scoring the bone, and you end up so you can break the cage open or something. So, and we see this area right there. It's a lot rougher, but then nothing, no damage big enough to tear the paper, to the phone book paper. So I'm just going to do an split this in half, and then check the it's solder, and I will clean up the edge a little bit. And then go through and see any gross damage. I definitely found something there. So the carbide could be a carbide tear right there. But if it was it's a carbide, then if the damage is very minimal for such impact, that means what I'm looking for, I mean, in my heat treat is how the matrix surrounding the carbide and in the grain boundary, they have really good cohesion. And so when failure comes, it doesn't radiate out. And you have cascade failure. So far, this edge, it could be have debris in it, but I think there's some carbide might already being tear out or get fractured at that point. Or it could be a cluster of grain, but I think it's the paper thickness and the cutting slicing. I think the damage is probably not visible on top of the naked eye. And now I'm going to do a hard test, and I think that will inflict damage. And this is a fairly thick aluminum tubing, part of a patio chair. That and I stick now a dowel to it now, and they getting sorted. I happened near the bottom of the pile. I found it. So the dowel sticking inward into about this end right now. So I'm going to cut this up, and I expect damage. Or you should expect damage at this point. It goes through like that, and it does go through the whole thing. You can see. So it went through, and now I'm going to inspect the damage. Did you? It's surprising that I think because it went through, I think it ended up less lateral torque and anything like that, or more like you martial art chop in a brick or something. If you don't make it through, good chance that your bone are broken. But in this case, it went clean through, so which is nice, and we see any gross damage. Oh, and enter, okay. I mean, the testing is right here, so I mean, I get. When the wind blows, there's something right there, I think. I'm going to put the edge really close to the camera for inspection. I think the black, yeah, I think the focus might be able to pick it up. And hopefully I can pick it up. So I look at the sideway. So now I'm going to maybe, hopefully it can focus on the edge itself. And I'm still unsure whether I'm going to use D6 for a lot of things. I think that too much carbide for some good, but you can see this edge survived fairly well, and I would cut and test a lot of these things. And this is a condensed milk, and I need to see some damage. So yeah, okay. I'd like to see a little bit of damage, and also to see that what it ended up with cascade failure or no, I don't think like that. So. Wow, that's really weird. Saved. Let's cut it too. Yeah, when you go in like that means it's not going through. So the edge, got you pry it in with the edge because it goes like that. So let me go and retrieve the conduit paper and see the. I didn't. From this point here, I don't see. I think there's some light reflector here, but no, it's not it. So let me try here. There must be a microchip right there. I feel it. Okay, there one, there another one. So definitely cutting this and the sideways torque, it show the camera. Thanks for watching.